In the Know is brought to you by American Southwest Credit Union, bringing you personal banking built on trust, relationships, and local service. 1225 West of Mine Road in Sahuarita.
And happy to have with us for another episode of In the Know, the Green Valley Council President, Debbie Kenyon, is with us in the studio. Debbie, it is good to see you.
And you, Andy. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming in. There's so much going on with Green Valley Council.
There's a lot.
But for anybody that's new here, I kind of can you explain what the Green Valley Council is all about?
Sure. We're the non-government government. And for 53 years, we have represented our homeowners associations as their civic voice at all levels of government,
Right.
from local through federal. So we are their voice. We deal with Pima County. We deal with the state. We deal with the federal government. We interface with the tribal governments to make sure that our local governments are aware, and our federal government is aware of the uniqueness of our community and the needs of our community. So
Yeah.
we represent you. That's exactly what we do.
If you don't mind me asking, how long have you and Doug been here in Green Valley?
Doug and I have been here since 2007, but full-time since 2015. So 11 years full-time.
What
now.
made you decide, we want to live in Green Valley? Was there something that you liked? We talk about the uniqueness of it.
We have a lot of family up in Tucson, so we looked up there, and Oro Valley, Marana, and went a lot of people. And we had an aunt and uncle who have recently passed, but they said, "Come down to Green Valley. You need to see it here."
Yeah.
And that it was just the sell. I mean, the cost of living is less, the pace of life is less. It was a safe community, and it had everything that we wanted. We enjoyed golfing, we enjoyed hiking. It was just the perfect spot, and it was have no regrets at all.
There's always, there's always something going on, and I love that because
no one can be bored, and if you are, you're not looking far enough, because we have a wonderful recreation corporation here. And people grouse. You pay, you've got to pay your annual dues, but they offer everything.
Oh yeah.
Everything. So it's not like you can join a health club for $600 a year. Well, if you're in GVR, you're paying, I think, a little more than $500, but what they offer is just incredible.
There's something you can do every day.
Absolutely, something that you can do. So, we're blessed. We are very blessed in this community, and being unincorporated, it's pretty easy, through the council to get things done.
Yeah.
So, and we're very proud of that fact that we're the interface.
One of the things about the Green Valley Council I think is pretty amazing is you have so many things you help to put together and coordinate that people could participate in and benefit from, like the AARP Public Safety Mini Grant. Now, how does that work?
Well, we were one of 64 awardees. There were 5,100 applicants, so we were pretty thrilled that they recognized us. And what we are able to do is utilize a lot of the services, the promoting, the public service outreaches that we do already. But with this grant, we'll be able to, we'll put some really nice packets together for some of our older at-risk residents, who might be a bit detached, who need that information source of what to do for disaster preparedness, but also for our new residents. So it will be an education on what you need to do in case there is a wildfire in the area, but also flooding, the monsoon risks that we take. So it's really a great jump off for us from monsoon madness.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be pulling these packets together. We'll be doing outreach at the CERT Preparedness Fair in September, at our September and October Board of Representatives meetings, and then of course our culmination will be at your Boomer Fair.
Oh, yeah.
So we hope to get a lot of people and educate them at the Boomer Fair. So
yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, this just all fell into place for the council. So we couldn't be more pleased with the support that we're getting from AARP and the notoriety that we're getting. I mean, we are a community that takes care of its own.
When you talk about, and you've covered that at the Monsoon Madness event, where you talk about the the dirt situation, the grass situation, and how the floodplain needs to be clear. Have you had a lot of response from people after the fact saying we took care of that?
Yes, we have. Of course, immediately after that, the following week, Pima County Transportation had the sandbag. The sand was down here in the sandbag, so we were able to get that information out to our residents to utilize it. But also, we just had an awful lot of outreach from our homeowners about the go bag that we told everybody. You need your information in one place just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case you have to boogie out, and it's there, you're safe, and you've got the toolkit that you need.
It's important
just
and
in
smart.
Case.
Yeah.
It's important, and especially for us as we age, you need that list of doctors, you need those meds, you need those emergency contacts, and it has to be in that one place where you can just grab it and go.
Absolutely. Speaking of health, the monthly shot clinic is going to be coming to Green Valley. Of course,
yes, it is.
At the Senior Boomer Fair, you mentioned that is happening November 3rd. There's going to be COVID, flu, pneumonia, RSV, shingles vaccines to attendees. But this is a monthly shot clinic.
This is a monthly shot clinic that will be in our office conference room, and we are tying it in. I reached out to Dr. Teresa Cullen, of course, who is the director of Pima County Health. And they've been asking us to engage in shot clinics for a couple years now. Well, most of the forums that we do aren't the place to have a shot clinic. So David and I talked at length earlier this summer and said, you know what, they're coming down once a month with the mobile van, and let's do the outreach. We can have our conference room available that day. So we reached out. We got an immediate response.
Nice.
So they are already checking into when they can get their flu vaccines, the RSV. They would like to be able to do pneumonia shots eventually also. So this will be starting September 3rd, Thursday,
Cool.
10 a.m. So we'll be messaging more. You will get that from us. But this is yet again one other partnership that we have with Pima County Health that we can provide to our residents here.
Very good stuff. Now,
yes.
One other thing we have to touch upon is some really cool news that came down from the folks at Forbes.
Forbes magazine. Green Valley is one of the 25 best places in the United States to retire.
Wow.
So I got a nice note out to the gentleman who wrote the article and said, we'll welcome you anytime, because what you don't say in there is that we're a community driven by, we're all older people for the most part, and volunteers. And you really should do a follow-up to this story about why it's such a great place to retire.
It's a great idea.
Yes.
It's pretty good. People can check out the Forbes article, one of the top 25 places to retire. And I know I've had people that have asked me, hey, what's it like out there? And one of them's like into cars, like he likes race cars. And I told him, you're going to love it, because there's car clubs down here, the whole bit.
We've got a nice little racetrack near the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a great place to be. And the comments, some of the negatives that I've heard, well, it's hot. And I said, well, do you live here? Well, no, we're only snowbirds. And I said, those of us who live here year round, we adapt. But it was, this was the only place on our radar to come.
That is so cool. I love that. Now, if somebody wants to get more information about Green Valley Council and some of the things they're doing, or maybe they would like to be a part, maybe volunteer, what
Absolutely.
can they do?
Well, info@gvcouncil.org, takes you to our general email list. And, we are always looking for volunteers for our standing committees, or someone maybe would like to, sit on the board of directors. But 520-648-1936 is our general phone number. And it's an opportunity to call if you're not on our database. We have a proprietary database that sends out information from not only our committees, but our quarterly newsletter and all of the forums and programs and announcements that are coming down from the state, from the federal government, and from Pima County that affect us right here in Green Valley. So it is a great source of news and information. So
Great stuff.
Call, get on our database, and we'll keep you informed.
Thank you, Debbie Kenyon. Always great to talk to you.
And
Thank
to you too, Andy. Thank you so much.
Debbie Kenyon, Green Valley Council President, on this week's episode of In the Know.